I've been gone too long, and all I want to
Yo!
Yeah. Lickling.
Peeps, peeps. I told you it's gonna be here, peeps. Share the light, people. Share the light. We have got Morgan Heritage Legend, Grammy. Anyway, I may introduce Grams Morgan. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, allow me to introduce Grammy Award winner and producer, Grams Morgan. People, King. And we've got my sister to ask me some of the questions.
Yes.
As a co-interview questioner. Yes,
Pick up the co-host.
Anyway, so hold on.
Good evening, Gramps Morgan. My name is Ayla.
Ayla, how are you? You're so lovely.
I'm fine. I'm fine, thank you. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
It's all good.
And the sudden change of the page as well.
Yeah, man, it's okay.
We didn't expect it.
It's okay.
But yeah.
It's okay. Thank you for having me.
Hi. Thank you for being here.
Yes, man.
MJ, would you like to start the question?
Yes. But hold on. Here's how it's gonna work now, Uncle Graham.
Okay.
So basically, I'm going to ask one question, then my sister's gonna ask one, and I'm gonna ask one,
Okay.
and my sister's gonna ask one. Okay?
Yes.
That's how it's gonna work. So, thanks for coming.
Yes.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Anyway, I may start it. I found out that you grew up with no, hold on. This is a big number, people. You grew up with 30 siblings.
Yes.
I have 4, and sometimes I lose track. What was that like?
It was amazing. Growing up with many siblings was a blessing. You know, we had our own talent shows, and you remind me of me and my family growing up. When even though it's only 2, but it is what you guys are building as brother and sister, and your dad is showing you a pathway to be a positive contribution in life. So you remind me a lot of myself, because I started around the age of 7, 8 years old, and then was playing professional.
Wow.
I started playing professional with me and my brothers, Morgan Heritage, around the age of around 14. So it was amazing growing up with a lot of brothers and sisters.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yes.
Amazing, you know. When I heard you had 30 siblings, I was like,
Yeah.
what? You have like so many,
Yeah.
it's just 7 times how much I have.
Yes.
Wow, honestly. Anyway, give it on Taylor.
Well, when you had, as you had a lot of siblings, you must have had loads of nicknames for each other. Because I have a few nicknames for all of my siblings.
Yeah.
I call my youngest brother Little Nugget. I call this one Babs. So I have nicknames for all my siblings. But you had the name Dada's son?
Yes.
Is that right?
Well,
so could you tell everyone more about where the name came from?
Well, in around 2005, I formed my own record label because I started to produce artists. So I wanted to give the name in honor of my father, who is Denroy Morgan. But him growing up in the Rastafarian faith, you know, a lot of people called him by his nickname, which was Dada Simeon. And he grew up in the 12th tribe. He was, you know, a functioning member of the 12th tribe of Israel in New York, which is a Rastafarian organization. So all of his friends used to call him Dada Simeon. So me growing up now, when I started this my record label for producing young artists and eventually end up putting out my own solo projects. My first solo album, I end up forming the company in honor of my father, who is still working and kicking and still making music. But he has done so much for me and my brothers and sister that I wanted to make the label after him. So every time you think of my record label, you have to say Dada's son, who I'm the son of Dada.
Yeah.
So and I want to tell you that we have so many nicknames because Gramps is my nickname, right? And then my brother Peter in Morgan Heritage, the Gray Patch, we call him Jappy, and you know, Beanie Man calls him the Fox, you know, and Buju call him something else, you know. It's just so many nicknames. We have all nicknames in our family, so it's too much to count because, like you said, it's a lot of siblings.
Yeah. MJ, would you like to move on to the next question?
Yeah.
Yes. You wouldn't want to hear my grandfather's nickname that my grandfather called me, honestly. No, you didn't want to hear it. You didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
No, you didn't want to hear it. Anyway, I read that you used to play your father's songs on the piano at a young age. Would you say you have always been an instrumentalist, or do you prefer singing?
I've always been an instrumentalist. That's a great question. You're good. Your daddy's training you good. That's a great question. I've always been an instrumentalist. So when I started to mimic my father's songs on the piano with one finger, there was a song called I Am Not Coming Back with No Water But With Fire. And I learned how to play this song with one finger at the age of 2 years old. I was only 2 years old. And I could listen my father's song and play it back by ear with one finger. So it shows you that music is very important in children's life, and we have to be careful what we say around children, right? Because you guys pick up everything.
Yeah. I also enjoy instruments. I know, MJ, what's your favorite instrument?
Drums.
I also play drums. I play
Okay.
like the flute and the guitar and the piano, and like I can play recorder. Like I like instruments, but like I also like singing on the side. I like doing them together.
Okay.
So, you've talked a lot about your father, so I can see like he's a great inspiration to you,
Man.
especially because he became the manager of Morgan Heritage with you and your siblings. So who else would you say, apart from your father, inspired you, whether in the music industry or like in general, like who inspired you?
One of my biggest inspirations is from the reggae genre, right? We grew up listening to the Wailers, the early Wailers, you know, when Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and Bunny Wailer were together. That was a big influence for me and my brothers. The other one was Admiral Bailey. You know, I used to DJ until it started to make my voice low, you know. And Shabba Ranks, Frankie Paul. Then I discovered later on Peter Tosh as a solo artist, and a lot of gospel music. A guy named Fred Hammond. John P. Key, the Winings family.
You're listening a lot of my parents' favorites.
Yeah. Those are some of the best singers, right? So if we're going to do something, if I want to be the best football player, I have to study the best football or the best baseball or soccer, whatever it is, I have to study the best. So I studied the best singers that I heard at the time. And then we started to follow people like Luciano, Garnet Silk, and started to listen to people like that. And, you know, a lot of singers today. But my biggest as a vocalist is a singer named James Ingram that says, you know, he was a singer that used to help Quincy Jones to write songs. He used to
Yeah,
help.
Quincy
Yeah,
Jones, yeah.
he used to help to demo the songs because Quincy Jones is not a great singer, but he's a great producer. So he got James Ingram to sing the songs. So in high school, I started to study James Ingram a lot. One of my biggest influences.
Side question that we didn't plan for. Did you study music in like high school? Like, did you study?
I didn't study. Most of me and my brothers were taught by self-taught. My father did bring in
Right.
teachers when we were young, but like me, I always used to cheat because my teacher would tell me to read the music, and I would just memorize it and then come back and play it
Yeah.
the next week by ear. I never knew how to. I never till this day. I don't know how to read music.
I just memorize it and then
Yeah, and
play
then I
it.
played it back.
MJ, would you like to?
Okay, so the next question. You used to play football with Ron Moutley.
Yes.
Would you say this was something you wanted to do in the future? Remember, people, this is American football, and by American football, I mean rugby,
Yeah. Yeah. Close.
not soccer.
No. Well, good question. When I was in high school, like you guys mentioned, what I used to do, um, when it comes to the influence of was I taught formally, and I said I played by ear, but in high school, I joined the school choir, and even when I joined the school choir, I would sing. Me and my brother Peter would sing our own notes. We wouldn't sing the same notes that were taught. We would just make up parts, and if we're singing like during Christmas time, we would sing like Noel, 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 and I would sing Noel, Noel, Noel. We would just make up parts, and the teacher would be like, "Stop doing that! Sing the part." So it's the same thing with football. I didn't plan to play football, but my football coach saw me walking to the bathroom, and he said to me, "Hey, son, you ever played football before?" And I said, "No." And I thought he was talking soccer because, in Jamaica, we call it football. You play with your foot. So
Yeah.
when he said it to me, I didn't realize, but he was looking at how tall I was, and I was a big boy. And that's where I learned how to
Yeah.
play football. And I fell in love with that sport. But there was a certain time that I didn't know if I wanted to do professionally football or music. But my father
Yeah.
always made me understand that my true gift from God was music. So I
Yeah.
listened to my father and I stuck with music. And I've had great
Yeah.
success.
Yeah, you did have great success. I saw on the show with Yendi.
Yes.
I watched the interview and you played as a quarterback. Am I right?
No, the quarterback is like Tom Brady. I'm too big for quarterback,
Oh,
but
right.
I was a linebacker.
Yeah, that's the one. I don't know, like,
Yeah,
I don't know what it's like with the American
yeah,
football. I only know English
yeah.
football.
It's okay.
Yeah, but I also found out that you have a farm
Yeah,
for your sauce
yes,
and you have a charity as well.
yes.
Could you tell us some more about that, please, and how it's
Well, I
going?
have my own jerk sauce. It's called Gramps Morgan Farms, where we grow our own pepper and we sell wholesale to people like Grace Kennedy. And we are also now working on exporting Scotch bonnet pepper. I can't wait to send some to you guys in the UK because I know the Jamaican pepper is very hard to find in the UK, which is called
Yes.
Scotch bonnet pepper. So it's very
Yeah.
hard to find in the UK and even in America. So I'm just hoping that that business continue to grow because we Jamaicans will love to cook and the food have to season. The food
Yes.
have to season up.
Not like the food at school. What about your charity then?
Yes, and
How is that
my
going?
charity is called Gramps Mom, which means Gramps Music Orchestrating miracles. That's what MOM stands for.
Yeah.
And our focus is to help children to focus on education, because our motto at my foundation is that we don't believe in giving you a fish. We believe in giving you a fishing pole that you can go and fish for yourself. So education is
Yeah.
that fishing pole that you don't have to. A lot of kids, even you are able to go to school in the UK, and your daddy
Yeah.
pays for you to go to school, and your school books and your uniform. Some schools have uniform, but it's not a lot of kids get the opportunity to go to school. There was a friend of mine named Dr. Zazu who invited me to be a part of his movement called Shashamane Sunrise. And me and my brother Peter went along and represented Morgan Heritage. And the biggest thing that helped them to form that charity was the fact that a young kid in Ethiopia, they saw, and they said, "Hey, why didn't you go to school today?" And you know what he said?
What? What did he
MJ,
say?
you want to know what he said? He said, "I don't have a pencil." Could you imagine? Not being able to go to school because you don't have a pencil. It's not because he didn't have no shoes, it's not because he didn't have a backpack, and not because he didn't have any books. A pencil. So we saw the need that we need to help to push the awareness of this simple thing that children need books and children need pencils.
Yeah.
So when that just really hit my heart and said, I'm going to help children to never have to say, I'm not going to school because I don't have a pencil. So that's why we focus on education.
Yeah. That's a nice charity.
Yes, thank you.
Is there any way people in other countries can help? Because I know we're in England. I know MJ did. MJ, do you want to talk about what you did and ask how you can help with other charities?
Oh yeah. So basically, I'm still doing it. So when I went to Jamaica, I did a giveaway for some school bags and children in need.
Nice.
So a couple of tablets too.
Wow.
And I went to St. Thomas High School, St. Thomas Primary School, and gave away three bags and 2 tablets. So yeah.
That's incredible, man. We got to collaborate and do something together.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Do you know how we could help with your charity?
Well, I think by just your voice and what you are doing, you can help my charity to see that at your age, you and your sister are making an impact on social media and saying positive things. Because I was listening to you guys the other, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, you and your dad, and you were playing Sunday, yes, and the music you were playing, just some old-time Jamaican gospel music, which reminded me of our great culture, our great Jamaican culture. And just by watching you, I think we can do something together by you coming and speaking at some of my events and tell them your story and why you think children should stay in school. Because a lot of kids, they won't listen to me, but they'll listen to you because your father and your parents raised you in the right way, and you see that it is good. And I'm happy that you're using social media to let your voice be heard. I'm very proud of you and your sister. So keep doing what you are doing, because soon the future is here, and this is the way that me and you are communicating. 30 years ago, this technology didn't exist, but we're using that now to know each other. And I've never met you in person, but now I meet you through this medium, which is called Instagram Live, in it. so
thank you.
I need you to get into NFTs, and I need you to learn about cryptocurrency, because this is going to be your future.
NFTs, there's online things that you can sell, and then
that's correct.
Someone can get the file and they'll own the rights to it, and they can be really expensive.
That's right. That's right.
Because I listen to the radio every morning, and there was this one that went for like a really high price. But it was actually quite interesting because it was like a video that had circulated like years before,
Right.
and then they finally decided to sell it for like quite a bit.
Yes.
But there were already copies on the internet, so all they got was the original file.
Yes.
So I was just struggling to understand why
Yeah.
that original file would be as expensive when there were loads of copies and anyone could watch.
Okay, well, let me share this with you.
Yeah.
Well, NFTs is a short term for the word non-fungible tokens, right? Which is a piece of art or thing or a photo that you own, which is backed by the cryptocurrency called Ethereum. So all NFTs as of now is backed by the Ethereum blockchain. And what that is basically, without going too off, but this is, I need to share this with you guys because you guys are the future. And you got to share it with mommy and daddy, innit? So you have to tell them about cryptocurrency and NFTs because soon there won't be any more British pound paper notes. Soon it will all be backed by digital money. And we are seeing things like that happening right now with Venmo and Cash App and PayPal and all these different ones. So we have to, as a community, as a people, we have to get involved and start learning what's coming or we're going to get left behind. So I need you guys to push forward.
Yeah. MJ, do you want to ask the next question?
Anyway, your song, People Like You, it's such a beautiful song.
Thank you.
The words and meaning are also the rhythm. Can you tell us more about the song?
Well, the song came about, I met a guy by the name of Johnny Reed, which is a man from Scotland. He's originally from Scotland. He lives in the United States, and he's an amazing songwriter. So during the pandemic, right, I'm sitting home like you all, innit? And I'm sitting home and I'm like, what am I going to do, man? I'm like, God, I'm sitting home and eating all the food and my refrigerator is going empty. So I say to myself, Gramps, this is now the time you can work to be a better songwriter. And I said, I want to learn to be a better songwriter. So what I did, I said, I'm going to give myself a chance to open my mind to be led and taught. So I met this guy named Johnny Reed from Scotland. I met him at a hockey game in America. And then I saw him and he said, what's up, mate? And I said, hey, man, I'm just chilling. And, you know, he said, what you doing? I said, well, I'm waiting for the touring to open up again. And of course, it didn't happen. Everything got worse, right? So I'm there waiting and waiting. And during the conversation, he let me know that he was a songwriter and he just opened a recording studio. And then he invited me there. So during that process, we started to write songs together. And, you know, I told him to help me to become a better songwriter. So we started exchanging ideas. And one morning, we went to the studio to record a different song. And at the time, that morning was the day of my Uncle David's funeral, who passed away from the coronavirus. So I was very sad.
Rest in peace to your uncle.
Rest in peace to David Morgan. And he was my father's little brother, innit? So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to be strong. But that morning I was going to the studio and my friend and producer for Morgan Heritage passed away, named Bobby Digital. And then I was even more sad. So when Bobby Digital passed away and I was attending my uncle's funeral on Zoom, you know, which is a digital platform, right? Where you can have meetings and stuff. So because you couldn't go to any events in person, you had to attend these events online. So my Uncle David's funeral was that morning, and I was in a very sad place, and I just needed something to uplift me. So Johnny Reed said to me, thank you. Johnny Reed said to me, hey, mate, come on over here, mate. You got to be strong, innit? You got to be strong. come on over. You got to sing this song, mate. And I was like, and he made me laugh because his Scottish accent is very funny, right?
It sounds like Shrek.
Exactly. Exactly. Come on, donkey. Right? So
It sounds like an Italian man cooking pizza, like it's a pizzeria.
so we went into the studio and he played that song for me and he said, put your voice on this, mate. And I went in and I think I sang that song one time. I looked at the lyrics, I read it, and I sang the song. And you can hear a lot of emotions in it. But what it made me realize was I wasn't the only one that was feeling pain. I wasn't the only one that was losing family members and friends. So I saw it as a song that I sang for the people. And I want to big up Irish and Chin from Soundchat Radio that I first sent the song to just to make him hear it. And I sent it to him and he called me back and he said, Gramps, what is this have you done? And I was like, what do you mean? He said, Gramps, this song is going to help so many people and heal so many people. And he played that song like a week later on his radio station. And it's been growing since that day. And I pray that you guys will continue to share it with your friends at school because people are going through hard times and we have to comfort each other. So it's people like you that make the world go around.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
We did lose our grandfather and during lockdown,
So
our
sorry.
older cousin, just a few things like that. So yeah, we really like the song. We're gonna play it later after we finish the last couple of questions. So on the topic of the music industry, we'd like to know what else you have like planned for the music industry.
Well, it's so much in the music with my family so big. We have always a lot of projects coming out. Of course, my son, Jamiri Morgan, if you guys don't know his music, you got to check it out.
We've heard some of it.
Have you heard of my son before?
Yeah, when we were researching.
Okay.
I saw it. I was just typing up, looking for some Morgan Heritage members. And then suddenly I found this person called and then I found Jeremy Morgan. I was wondering if he was a Morgan Heritage member, but then yeah,
man. So he's my son, and he's played in the UK many times. He's played in London and Birmingham and Manchester, innit? So he's played with Morgan Heritage on tour. So he's got a new project coming out. You have to check out one of his latest songs with Wycliffe Jean from the Fugees. Yeah, check out that song.
Wait, Wycliffe Jean, is he the one who sang the song with Shakira?
Yeah, Shakira. Yeah. So Wycliffe's a very big artist, and he did a song with my son Jamiri, and it's called My Kingdom. So check that out. He also has an album that he released called Self Confidence. One of my favorite songs on that album is called Blank Page, where it's calling for people to stop fighting and fussing and let's all just create a blank page and start all over. So if you're in a bad vibes with your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, it's a song to help you start over and just say, let's start over. And he also has a new song called Mini, which is a great song. So he's one of my a big focus outside of Morgan Heritage. And Morgan Heritage has a brand new song it's going out. We're sending it out tomorrow, and I will make sure you get it. It's a song. It's a song featuring Ioctane, Ritical, who is from St. Thomas. That we are we're helping him to move in the right direction, because dancehall can be fun, it can be clean, and it can have a message in it. It doesn't always have to be
Yeah.
disrespectful and rough, and you know. And a lot of times, the message in dancehall is a lot of people's experience and testimony, but the music is bigger than that, you know. So
Right.
Ritical, we've kind of taken under our umbrella right now. He's an artist from St. Thomas. He used to work with Popcorn, and so you know that whole little unruly camp. We're trying to make them ruly, you know. And
Yeah.
Ritical is bringing some pureness to his music. So look out for the brand new Morgan Heritage single coming out to all DJs tomorrow, and it is out on Friday. So it's Morgan Heritage featuring Ioctane, Ritical, and Joshi, which is our next young artist.
Yeah.
So look out for that, because
We know.
you know Joshi.
Could you yeah, we know Josie. Could you please send the song to the email, please?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So we can play it.
Yes,
We can play it Friday night on the Friday Night
you
Live.
got it. And then I will be going to the Grammys in April. So after that, you know.
Have you been nominated?
Yeah, I've been nominated. The album that he just played.
Oh yeah. Okay, I have a leading question. Apart from your plans for the future in terms of the music industry, what other than the music industry, what other plans do you have? For example, like you have your source and your charity.
Yeah, I have also a CBD line that I'm planning to bring to the UK, because my son, Macario, was having multiple seizures. And for many years, people looked at ganja, marijuana, cannabis, whatever you want to call it, as a very demonized herb that is grown on this planet. But recently, in the past 10 years, a lot of science has really brought light to this plant. For many years in Jamaica, Rastaman said, herb is the healing of the nation, you know? You always heard that. But there was no scientific proof. So when you come to the medical business, you have to have data. You have to have the proof to show. Well, my son is living proof, because he was having over 200 seizures a day. And his mother, who was a scientist, created a formula to heal him. And now my son is seizure free. And we used our company called Messiah Medical. I'm going to make sure I type it here for anybody that wants to check it out.
Congratulations to him.
Thank you. His name is Macario. Make sure you follow him. We got to get you guys together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man.
That's lovely.
Oh, so lovely.
There's this one song by, I think, Damian Marley, and one, I think it's another Marley, called Medication. And that talks about medication. I mean, MJ literally play that sometimes, and we just know, like, MJ's favorite line is when it goes, "I love you, Mary Jane." That bit, so like all of the words. So that song is about the healing behind medication, and I take psychology. So me and my friend, we were supposed to be studying at lunch, but we got sidetracked, and we were looking at whether, because in social education we are learning about cannabis and like whether it's helpful or not. And like, cause me and my friend had done that research, I was literally one of the only people in my class who was like, I think it should be legal. And then everyone was like, it's just cause you're Jamaican.
Oh,
and I was just like,
that's a stereotype, right?
I know. I was just like, I'm really, this is not fair.
Well, thank you for that. I'm so proud of you for you standing up like that, because the knowledge of it needs to be heard and shared, especially from you guys. You know, at the age, I know you guys are not even 16 years old yet, so it's great.
16 this year.
You're gonna be 16?
Yeah.
Oh wow, so you're a big girl, isn't it?
In July.
Wait, what day in July is your birthday?
The 1st.
Mine is that's the same day as my daughter's birthday.
Oh my days,
wow.
twins.
We're twinning, innit? So my
Yeah.
birthday is July 7th. So we're gonna celebrate every month
Right.
now. Every time it's your birthday, I'll
Yes.
remember. I can't forget your birthday now.
Yeah. I'll remember yours and your daughter's now.
Yeah. So I wanted to take what you said, and I'm so proud of you for standing up and say, you know,
Oh,
to
thank you.
teachers and your classmates, I think it should be legalized, not only for a
Yeah.
recreation purpose, just to have fun and say, I'm smoking weed, but there are other things. You can make clothes out of ganja, out of cannabis. I have shoes
Yeah.
that is made out of cannabis. I have
Yeah.
the car industry, the automotive industry. Mercedes-Benz is using cannabis inside of their car. You have BMW,
Yeah.
Nissan, they're
Yeah.
all using cannabis. So it's used for more than just to consume or as a medicine. It's also
Yeah.
used for industrial purposes. So you should
Yeah.
also look up that. And I want you to look up
Right.
hempcrete, like concrete,
Right.
but it's made from hemp.
Yeah.
So I want you to check that
Right.
out, and I want you to keep pushing for the legalization
Yeah.
in the UK.
Yeah. Because if it was legalized, then it means that it would become less of a, oh, my days I'm smoking weed.
Yes,
It would just become something that's seen as normal.
yes,
Like in the same way alcohol and like tobacco wasn't really there. And then when it was, now it's just seen as
yeah,
something
man.
normal, not something frowned upon.
Yes,
So
yeah,
yeah.
man. God bless your mom and dad. I'm so
Yeah.
proud of you.
MJ?
Yeah, anyway, I want to big up. Speaking of weed, I want to big up. Speaking of ganja. Okay. Speaking of ganja, I want to big up Budson Brushes. Yeah, man. He was on the live earlier.
Yes.
And she talks about the legalization.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you know what we have in common?
Yes.
Do you know what we only have in common?
Tell me.
Well, my mom comes from St. Thomas, and we are both members of the Planka Nation.
Ah, yes.
Forgot the Planka Nation.
Big up Queen Dana.
Yeah,
Our
cool.
Queen Dana. Long live the Queen.
And yeah, man. I met Auntie Jenna in Jamaica.
Yes.
Okay, MJ, are you done? Okay. So that was a very interesting live, Mr. Uncle Gramps Morgan.
Yes.
Thank you for your time
Thank you, guys.
on the
It
live.
was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure to meet you too.
Mhm.
Before we play some of your music, one of the ones we're gonna play first is People Like You.
Okay.
Before that, could you please drop all of your socials and your children? I think you have 5.
Yeah. Oh, no, I have
Yeah.
more than 5.
Uh,
So I'm going to drop Macario. There goes Macario. And then you have Jamiri, my son, who's in music. And then you got, there's so many. How many do you do? Should I type all of them?
just the ones that you
I
know.
have to hold a class like Harry Potter. And then you got Michelle Maya. There's so many. Yeah, that's enough of them. And then you can follow my food line, which is my jerk sauce, Gramps Morgan Farms.
Can we get that jerk sauce in England?
Absolutely. We'll be making it get to the UK very soon.
Can we be ambassadors?
Yes, let's do it.
Yes.
Yes.
And when it comes to the UK, we can, be
Let's do it. I won't forget.
sponsored by the line
Yes.
of sauce.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And also, I'll tell you my favorite sauce. One of my favorite sauce is reggae sauce. That's my favorite sauce.
Yeah, I know that sauce.
We haven't tried this sauce yet,
Yeah,
and we can do like a little review.
yeah, I would
And
love
then,
that.
yeah.
I would love that. That would be fantastic, isn't
Fantastical.
That would be great.
and
Can I ask one more?
yeah, and I'm gonna give you my website so you guys can
Yeah.
for anything Graham Smorgan, you can go then.
Yeah.
Yeah, grahamsmorgan.com.
Oh, right. Anyway, peeps, you can see all of the acts and the website and everything there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can check like Gramps Morgan's page for any updates on anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also like to ask one more thing. In terms of people like artists, like I like enjoy music and I might, pursue on the side of like the psychology and the philosophy I want to do. What advice do you have for upcoming like musical artists or instrumentalists in the industry?
I always say this. When an artist makes music, is one of the things I notice in Jamaica. A lot of the artists like to play their songs over and over and over again. Never get high on your own supply. Now, you see, when you get high on your own supply, you start to make music, and one song begins to sound like the other song, and then you start to become very repetitive. You understand? So I like to tell kids, especially the young generation, listen to other artists, study your craft, study the greats that has been in music throughout the years. Study the great Bob Marleys, the Michael Jacksons, the Marvin Gaye's, the Donny Hathaways, Shirley Caesar, the greats of every genre of music. It is important to study your craft. Don't just lean upon your own understanding and expect to grow, because either you're going to become repetitive or your growth will be limited. So that is the greatest advice I can say.
Thank you.
Thank
MJ, you gonna
you.
We got Fire for Life. MJ, you're gonna play the song now. And also, we didn't get to do the live on MJ's page, people. So MJ's page is littlelinks_K, and my page is Ayla, AYLA_.CG. So you guys can go there, since we didn't get to do the live on our usual page today because there were some technical difficulties.
Yes.
But MJ, now take the mic.
You see, when he went to Jamaica, like, how did he pick up the Jamaican accent so quickly?
That's a good question, MJ. Well, I didn't go get the accent in Jamaica. My Jamaican accent was in my home. So this is what I want to tell people that are living in the UK and are living in Germany, living in Canada and America, because I think my parents are the last of the Mohicans. I think they're the last. A lot of times people that move from foreign countries like Jamaica, when they get to these foreign countries, they begin to speak like them. So parents, teach your children your culture, your language, your food, everything that is from the origin where you are from, and therefore it will be preserved. I have cousins, MJ and Ayla. I have cousins that have never been to Jamaica, and they speak so bad. Their patois is like you can't even understand when they speak, because the culture in our homes is so strong. We know everything about Jamaica before we even went to Jamaica. So a lot of times what people do is tell their kids when they get to America, speak English, don't talk the patois, don't talk like that. Or in the UK, speak the Queen's English. So you want me to say daddy, and say daddy. I say, come over here and sit down, puppy. I say, come here and sit down. I'm going to lick off your body. Sit down on the chair. So, and also you find that there's power in the language. So I want to say this to the parents. When you talk about English language, it is a bastard language. It is a language that has no power. It is a language that is made up of Latin and Greek and all these other languages. Ayla, you must know this. They tell you this in school, right? But the power and
Yeah, I do linguistics.
the power and the accent of the Jamaican patois language, which finds itself from Africa, in particularly West Africa, there's such a power in the language. So parents that are in the UK and Canada that are of Jamaican descent, speak your language to your children that you heard your parents speak and your grandparents speak. Speak it to your children. It's very important. So that's why when we went to Jamaica, they was like, "What wait, you know born at Jamaica?" I said, "No, sir. I'm born at Brooklyn, New York." But the accent is so strong. And therefore, I want to show you something. You find a youth like Stone Boy, that is from Ghana. You have a man named Gentleman from Germany, and they're not even Jamaican, and they know how to sing, they know how to speak with the Jamaican accent. So it goes to show you, why did they learn it? Because they play the reggae artists from Jamaica every day. They live it. They watch the YouTube videos. So if they, as outsiders from Jamaica without Jamaican descent, can speak our language, you're trying to tell me that Ayla and MJ cannot speak patois?
You really think we can't speak
Me know
patois?
you can't speak it, man. Me know you can't speak it.
It reminds me of when my like Albanian friend will just suddenly do some African accent, and everyone will just turn around and be like, "He's like, don't you know all my friends are from Nigeria? I know this."
Yeah. We can't lose where we are coming from, and we can't lose what our ancestors have sacrificed and came on ships. Did you know that one time Jamaicans used to sail on ships all the way from Jamaica and Barbados and the Caribbean just to come and get work in the UK? Did you know that?
Yes.
Okay.
The Windwatch generation.
Exactly.
I learned that in school.
Yes. So that is Black History. So I want to wish both of you happy Reggae Month, because this is the month for reggae. Did you guys know that?
Yes. And also it was Bob Marley's birthday.
Yes, Bob Marley and Bunny Ruggs from Third World. Do you know Bunny Ruggs? And Dennis Brown. There's a lot of great.
Dennis Brown's birthday party.
Yeah. So they.
It was Shabba's birthday too, you know, earlier in January.
Do you remember the date?
Come
on, MJ.
I would say middle of January.
Yeah. So Ayla, do you know how to speak patois? Come on, Ayla. Give me a patois. Ayla. Give me a patois line.
Me no know.
That's good. That's a good one.
See, I can.
Me don't know.
I can, but it's like I never like use it unless like sometimes when MJ's like bothering me, I'm like, left me no man, like simple stuff.
I like that.
But like I can, but it's just I never really need to, especially because you already have everyone at school trying to do it. It's just
right. So that's why it's important. Like for my kids, like when I have friends over that are Jamaican and they hear me speak to my kids, they say, "Grams, you chat patois to the picnic then?" I say, "So which language am I supposed to speak?" Because if you go into an Italian house, they're speaking Italian, even though they speak the Queen's English. And you go to an Indian house, they're like, "Punjabi, there's a come and have some butter cakes and butter chicken, right?" And then you go to the African house, they're speaking African, and you go to the German house, they're speaking German. But when they go to school,
I speak German.
So y'all speak German and you know Jamaican.
I do.
So it's important.
I like languages.
It's important that we speak our language, because when we walk outside the door, of course, we have to speak properly and say hello, good morning. But when we at home, yes, morning. Morning, MJ. Come down to see us for breakfast. I'm going to brush your teeth.
Yeah, man.
Remember, there's power in our language. There's power in our language. This is what we must know.
Anyway, people, I'm gonna play one Gramps Morgan song while he's on the live. Yeah, man, big up. And also, speaking of Bob Marley, can you please get your song Peter on the live? And if it's okay, next time I'm gonna link you up. And is it okay if you could bring like the old Morgan heritage?
Okay, I'll
crew
work
on the
on
live?
that. I can get a few, but to get everybody, I'll work on that one.
Yes.
And big,
Yeah.
I see some people I want to big up in the live. Because we don't want to ignore them. They'll be very angry with us in it. So
They would be upset.
yeah,
They would be upset.
we don't want them to get jealous of our moment. So we say big up to Sanchez in the building and Jazzwad, which is a great Jamaican producer from Jamaica, but he lives in the UK. So, yeah.
Y'all know that one at the bridge.
Yeah, so big up Jazzy and Sanchez and Dimples and everybody here.
Fire for life, big up yourself.
Yes.
And to the knees.
Yeah.
Also, I see Peter music. I saw Peter.
Oh, Peter, that's my brother. He's my brother. He likes to hide.
I saw him.
You saw him,
man.
he ran away.
Yeah.
So are you here, Peter? Big up the people from Gambia and Ghana.
I'm gonna put my family on the live right now.
Big up the MJ family.
St. Thomas.
St. Thomas.
876. Spanish Town.
Big up Rona back to.
Yo, Sanchez, Uncle Sanchez, when link me up for the interview, cause you know I would like to book you in my book.
Yeah, you gotta have Sanchez.
But definitely not February. No. Definitely not February, cause February
March.
Cold. And we
make sure you
is
DM.
3 months in America right
Send
now.
him a DM. You gotta get Sanchez. Sanchez, a living legend, has
definitely
the amount of #1 hits he has out of Jamaica is incredible. So I'd love to see that interview. Yeah.
Oh, I also have another question for you, guys.
Of course.
Just last one.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah,
I promise this time.
drastic.
We don't want to hunk up your time.
No, yeah.
We don't want to hunk up your time. Yeah. Anyway, if you would like to do a collaboration, who would you do it with?
A collaboration, now at the top of my list is a guy named Morgan Whalen, which is a country star. And I want to speak with him because he got into some trouble the other day, and I really want to speak with him and help him to understand the power of words and understand the power of coming together and the power of unity. So I'm really looking for him to speak with him, and he is an incredible singer. And my other one is probably Kanye West. Kanye West, I think.
My chef, she's a gold digger.
My other one, MJ.
Yeah.
I've done Bounty Killer already. I've done Buju, Beres. Ooh.
You could do one with me, you know.
We can walk it out, man.
No, me. All three of us.
I'm gonna come up with an idea. And we work on it. All right.
Yes.
And my last one is probably I would say Popcorn and Queen Africa, and then a couple old school. There's so much more music I want to make. I would love a song with Admiral BLA, Roundhead, Ghosts. I just think the best of reggae music is
Shawarang.
Oh yeah, I got a song with Shabarangs already, so a new one would be good.
I want a song with Little Sims in the future.
Little Sims.
Her songs.
Is that an American or UK artist?
She's a UK artist. She just got a Brit Award the other day.
Yeah. Oh wow! Is the Brit Award like the Grammys? Is your Grammys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
Talking about music, MJ, do you want to play the song
Yeah.
now?
Yes. Oh, thing go. We drop the thing. We drop the music. Silver like so. All we got dropping the thing called "People Like You" by Gramps Morgan. Big song, big song. Grab. I also have an idea for you to do Valentine's Day song too, because you know it's Valentine's Day coming up. Hold on.
I hear you now. It was my fault. I said, I'm going to do another interview with you and your sister. I was just about to tell you, we have good chemistry on interview. I think this is one of my best interviews ever. I think so. So we got to do another one. It's so lovely. So we were talking about doing a song for Valentine's Day. There's a song on my album called Paradise featuring India RE. And I think it is so fitting that that song be the anthem for this upcoming Valentine's Day next week. So I'm happy for you that I just told you about this song because you're going to have a Valentine. That's good. MJ!
Yes, sir.
The girls are going to blow a kiss to you.
Off top.
So I'm gonna, if you don't have it, I'm gonna send you that song so you can play it for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's Morgan. We hope we could link with you again next, so we could have that next interview.
Absolutely.
Maybe in person next time. Time.
Yeah.
But we could do that at Jamaica because we love yard and me don't want it at my yard. So, Grabs Morgan, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you, man.
Much love and respect.
Thank you. Big respect.
I have to step in and say thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Give thanks, enough respect. But there I watch them and I see them go on with themselves and I say, no, sir. You know what I mean? It a work.
Yes,
it
man.
You know
Blessings to you and your household.
It a work.
Blessings, man.
Give thanks, man. And thank you for the support.
Yes, man.
Anyway, Mr. MJ, it's your show, not daddy's show. So just, once again, thank you.
Yes, man.
Thank you, Grabs Morgan. Much of respect.
Yes.
And people, make sure you go and stream Gramps Morgan's new songs coming out right now. And people, make sure you check in for the next Gramps Morgan interview.
Yes, for sure.
So anyway, peeps, bye Gramps Morgan.
Okay.
Let me continue the song.
Oh, yeah.
Bye.
Oh, yeah.
Bye. See
If you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break,
So late.
if you're the kind
Jimmy, you're late.
time to help a stranger,
We just finished our interview.
there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees,
Gramps, I just followed you.
those who
Hello,
can.
Gramps, I just followed you.
If you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way.
Yeah.
There's a place.
Hold on there. Make sure you follow me too,
You
Gramps.
got to send me a DM.
Make sure.
Send me a DM.
I've heard up there the streets are made of gold, and when you get there, there's a hand to hold. I believe when
And
you
Gramps, hold on a minute. Let me ask this in American. Okay, I'm gonna ask this in American. Gramps Morgan.
Yes, mate.
Hold on. Let me get my American. Grabs Morgan. Just do it in British then. Grabs Morgan, can you please send us a dub plate or jingles for Silverlink Sound? Big up MJ and Ayla and Daddy, and make sure you big up Mommy Link.
Okay, you got a deal. Just send it to the email and I'll take care of it for you, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. You're so lovely.
Later, mate.
All right, peace.
Sit down.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So big up to everyone who's on the live. That was Grabs Morgan.
if you give a little more
Jimmy.
than you take,
So you're late. But big up yourself.
if you try to fix more than
Oh
you
yeah,
break,
people, my page is giving a bit of trouble at the moment, so we can't do it on my page.
help a stranger in the rain.
So you could go and follow my page. Ayla, put it in the pin.
Like
Put it in the pin for me.
if you stand up,
I've also put yours in the pin, Ayla.
underneath
Well done, you did a good job today.
and lend a voice to those who cannot speak. If you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way. There's a place
For
for people like you.